Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very important day for Epic Flail, and one which brings Liam and I a great deal of happiness, but most importantly, a monumental amount of responsibility and pressure.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
Let it be known for the record, Liam, that Liam and I will carry the burden of responsibility with our broad Lego-like shoulders, and we shall carry it until our death. For the entire Warhammer community to unite and elect Liam and I the official judges for the case of Christopher, surname redacted for legal reasons, in their gender redacted for legal reasons trial, we were at first taken aback and shocked.
Mate, epically shocked.
Really shocked. Furthermore, to have an official sanctioning and support from a world leader, who it turns out is an avid Black Templars player, to give us the full power of the Canadian law, is a burden we carry very carefully, and Justin Trudeau, we thank you personally. Despite this honour, please, for the record, stop sending us pictures of you blacked up as a Black Templar. It's neither funny nor appropriate, despite Liam's laugh. Moving on.
Sorry.
Liam.
Yeah.
As pillars of the community and now your elected overlords of competitive conduct, we ask very little. Please like, subscribe if you enjoy our content, and become a member of the channel. Regardless, we accept this responsibility with honour. We will be fair in the trial. We will administer justice to the victims, should there be victims, of course. We do need to examine the evidence, don't we, Liam? And we shall, with our audience of normal men, carry out a fair and honest trial on Meta Mondays. With that being said, shall we crack a beer and start the show, my friend?
Mate, can everyone just appreciate that Paul is back on the sauce as well? Look at all once it hits his lips, mate. The kid's going to get wavy this evening. Oh, that was probably an awful noise coming out of there as well.
It was all just an illusion.
We weren't really in a courtroom.
It was an illusion, everyone.
But there will be some pretty epic judgments coming on in a minute.
Oh, big time. Welcome to Meta Mondays on Epic Flail. In today's show, we're going to be talking about the Canadian court case. Well, we're going to be doing the court case for the Canadian Toronto 2024 Open, in which a player was banned. It's controversial, it's messy, it's complicated. It's basically perfect for Liam and I to go charging into head first and cause lots of controversy. If you're here for the first time and you're joining us live, then get involved. You're basically our jury. You're normal men.
We just need some normal men.
Yeah.
Who's the elected foreman, though? I wouldn't trust any of these characters
Brandon!
in the chat. Brandon! Where's Brandon when you need a foreman?
I'll just kick my drink over.
Have you seriously just kicked a drink over already? Right. Mate, you are...
If you are not watching live, then in the description there'll be timestamps, so your small TikTok-type brain that needs instant information can jump to the right bit. But if you've not got
we
TikTok,
are actually doing really well on TikTok.
Yeah, we're doing great on TikTok.
We slate it, but we're actually doing quite well.
Yeah, no, TikTok's going really well. Apparently people like me and you just going, I'm off, and me storming out the room.
Yeah, like 5,000 views on that one, and me sitting here really confused because I'm on my own.
Just going, he's actually left.
He's actually left. I can hear him giggling in corridor.
Me just walking out.
If you say orcs, I'm off. Orcs.
Yeah. That's it. I'm off. So it's going to be a good, fun Meta Mondays. Good to have you on the show, Liam, with me, as always. Thanks to Justin Trudeau. Thanks to the chat that joined us live.
Thanks to Wayne Gretzky. Thanks to...
Who's Wayne Gretzky?
The most famous Canadian ever. Do you not know I'm actually Canadian?
What? No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. Look, I'll prove it to you.
Go on, then.
Where does my driving licence say?
That's a Blockbuster card.
Where does my driving licence?
Right, well, okay, this is very interesting to start the show with. First of all, that's not your face.
That is my face.
No.
We probably can't show my driving licence on stream either, by the way.
I'm gonna have to show this. So first of all, that's not your face. That's the first thing. Second of all, well, that's not Canadian.
Yeah, but where I was born?
Canada. No, it wouldn't just say a whole country, would it? It's not very specific.
Oh, what? So it's a fake one?
Right, I promise I'll cover up. I promise I'll cover it up.
Look at this. Might as well put my bank details on the website. Mate, you can't see it because it goes.
Yeah, no, it'll zoom it. We've got high tech cameras.
Mate, that's me without Liam. A beard.
That's not Liam. Shout out. Are people being rude in the chat again? I don't know who that is. Oh,
shout out Dudley Do-Right.
The MCDX.com continues this campaign of the Land Rover and accusing me of having a perm. I'd like seriously. What is a perm? I know a perm gets you curly hair.
It's curly
but
hair.
Like, what's the thing?
Your curly hair at the front.
Yeah, but it's just naturally like that. What would a perm be? Like just chemicals?
Just people paying to have hair like yours.
Yeah, but how do they get to that point?
Curlers. They put curlers in it.
Oh, right. That's so just curl it every day.
Yeah.
Anyone who's got an insight into my life would know I could not be asked to do anything.
Honestly, watching Paul try and set this stream up for the last 20 minutes has been absolute. Where's my phone? Where's my beers? I'm getting changed. I put a blue jumper on. I've taken a blue jumper off. I'm up. I'm down. I'm in. I'm out.
Look,
This boy does not have time for a perm.
It's 'cause I've been doing work. I've been working doing this bloody webinar that I've had to do. I came in all fully set up in a blue jumper and disappeared to the blue screen.
Vanished to the blue screen.
I was like, oh, Paul's not there. That was a good chat, wasn't it? How's the chat doing? It's good to see everybody live. We appreciate the slightly later time than normal for this. It's going to be a messy one. It's going to be a controversial one. What we're going to do is we're going to look into
Peter's back. Peter's back.
Oh, Peter, welcome back, my friend. I hope you're
missed
cracking
you.
a beer. Are you keeping well, Peter? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Don't be getting distracted by them. We've got a lot of responsibility on our shoulders right now. Okay, we've really been Justin Trudeau, avid Black Templar fan, really likes his Black Templars. He has reached out to us and given
Personally.
us, guys, this is really serious. Okay, this is a big moment for the channel. We have the full power of Canadian law at our hands to deal with Christopher.
Yeah, basically.
Don't say his name.
There's Mounties outside, mate, on horseback. You know, like due south. They're outside, mate, ready.
Yeah.
Just in case it gets a bit dicey. Yeah. Like, in case, I don't know. I don't know who the opposition to the Mounties are. People walking, I guess.
Yeah, you thought that whole storm in the capital thing gathered a lot of news. Just you wait. This is going to be next level.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to look into the incidents that have happened. You guys are going to be the jury, Liam and I are going to be the judges, and we're going to reach a decision as to what the punishment. Is this even fair? Was it cheating, or was it just a bit of tickling? Yeah. Was it just a bit of misplay? Here are the three categories: cheating, tickling, or misplay.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's what we're going to decide together as a community and as a group. As a Canadian living in Canada, are blackface Templars racist? That is...
that's a question for Justin.
That is a question for the After Dark show that Liam and I will be doing. Members, we are doing an After Dark show. If you're not a member, consider being a member for the price of £2.99, where you get extra content of us talking after shows like this or before our live streams that we do on a Thursday. Also, you must check out Luke's excellent channel, Incursion Tactics, where he's picking up a lot of the themes that we're talking about in the show. So this week he's doing a video talking about how you can protect yourself against cheaters, which is a great conversation and video given the context of our discussion today. So we're doing lots of work with that channel. Please make sure you like and subscribe and follow it. I'll put it in the description below. And Luke, who is watching, who is in the chat, will share a link to his channel right now for those of you that are watching live. Right. How was your week in Warhammer, my friend?
I have had a fairly busy week in Warhammer, and what I have managed to do to myself is basically have Warhammer burnout.
You've gone too far.
I've gone too far. So I played Sunday night. I recorded last Monday with you. I played Tuesday. I played Wednesday, and I played on stream Thursday. And then by Friday, I needed to sleep. And then I've explained my sleeping technique, which we can talk about in After Dark.
We
maybe
definitely
later.
can't talk about the sleeping deek. We can't talk about
the old sleeping deek.
The sleeping deek.
The sleeping deek. Is that the German sleeping or the Austrian sleeping? The sleeping deek.
Sleeping deek.
Sounds really dirty.
It could also be what you're doing to help sleep, just sleeping a dick. Anyway, that's for the After Dark. Damn it. Thanks, Luke, for putting the channel in there.
Yeah. So, So are we getting on to... Oh, how was your week in Warhammer?
Thank you very much for asking me, Liam. It was good. I thought we had a really good stream on Thursday.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game. Obviously, amazing because I won.
Well, don't spoil it for anyone out watching. I'm joking.
Sorry.
I'm joking.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, that's it. Everyone's pissed. No, it was really good game. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. The Meta Mondays was fun. I'm a bit of a boring record at the moment with these week in Warhammer because it's just stream stuff. But I am playing a league game on Tuesday.
You at the club tomorrow?
I'm at the club tomorrow for the first time in 5 weeks, which is good.
Who are you playing tomorrow?
I think I'm playing Tom.
Tom...
Hampshire. Dark Eldar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I hope. If I'm knowing me, I'm not. It'll be coming. You're not playing me, mate. No, I'm not even down to it. Anyway, I think I'm playing him tomorrow, and then I'm playing on the stream on Thursday against Brandon, which is going to be absolute chaos. That's going to be a lively one with me and Brandon, I'm sure. But I'm really, really looking forward to it. And then at the weekend, I'm going to try and arrange a game for the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my last week in Warhammer was boring, but this week in Warhammer I've got lots lined up.
Got more lined up? How do you think you're going to do? What are you playing in the league? Knights again?
I'm playing Knights. Yeah, I'm just playing that same Knight list everywhere.
Why
I'm painting Bretonians. I mean, look at all the model. Like,
Mate,
look all
there's so much grey in here.
I actually got the Custodes army out of the drawer at the weekend and just kind of put them out and looked at them for a bit.
And then put them back in the drawer.
Yeah, George just sent me off to do something. I got them out, just got it out and looked at it, and then wandered off again. She's like, "What are you doing?" I do side quests. Yeah, I just get distracted. I do. No, I honestly do. I do it all the time. George will be like, "Can you just go and like get that thing?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I'll go upstairs, and the next thing you know, this is literally what happened. My entire Custodes army was out in like a battle formation. She came up being, "What are you doing?" And I went, "I actually don't know."
I don't know, but
I don't even know why.
I've just completed a side quest and got a new bit of gear though, so I'm loving life.
I was just like,
what can I say?
just like, I actually no idea why I needed to get all these models out, but my brain just ended up doing it. It was bizarre. It was bizarre. This is going to be like a meaty subject, so there are some. Should we have a quick look at the Tau thing? Because I think it's interesting to quickly visit the Tau stuff.
Yeah, just have a look on the Warhammer community stuff quickly.
Have people seen the Tau things that are coming out, guys? Have you seen this? It's I mean, we're not going to do too much analysis on it. I just think it's a bit of fun seeing the Tau boys.
I just think I think there's definitely going to be some absolute shenanigans in here with this.
Yeah, some of this
100%.
stuff is looking good. So a detachment rule that gives a battle suit, if you are within 12, improve the strength by 1. It's pretty good.
Drop in
Pretty good.
within 9, yeah.
If you're in 6, improve the AP by 1 as well.
Oh, imagine if you had a strap that let you drop in within 3.
Yeah, to be fair with a shooting army, that would only be good if it was paired with something that lets you go right next to them, like this.
No, 1 up.
It's all right. So at least it's not live. One Tau Empire battles. It's only 1 though from your army. Oh, unit,
not just 1.
From your army is arriving using deep strike. Can be set up anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 3 inches away.
So every gun +1 strength, +1 AP. Oh, and then imagine if you could then move away after you've done that.
Yeah, no, because I guess you'd just die if you couldn't do that. Oh wait. It's almost like the plan this. Touchdown Gambit will then allow you to move. I mean, it's 3 CP.
Is it the same? Maybe they're not in the same detachment.
Nah, for sure is. This, yeah, for sure. And then these are the 3 different abilities that they've got. The setup. The Sunforge is going to be they can re-roll.
Yeah, it's a plasma one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's like what the Castellan has. That's pretty nice. Woohoo! Tower here, everybody.
That feels like it's not going to be a lot of
All
fun.
those
Custodes boys are dying very quickly.
Get ready for that. Get ready for that Tau love. The Enforcer Commander, while this model is leading a unit, each time a ranged attack targets that unit, worsen the AP characteristic of that attack by 1. And the Cold Star Commander, while this unit, do you know what? It really pairs well with me in a podcast. But the fact I can read so well,
the fact that I have really good English ability, witness my ability.
Yeah. While this model is leading do you know what Georgia said that to me the other day? I was reading some out and she went, "You know, you're reading," and I was like,
shit.
"I'm 39, Georgia." She was like, "Can you try and read it properly and not
read it better?"
Yeah. While this model is leading a unit. Models in that unit have a move characteristic of 12, and ranged weapons equipped by models in that unit have assault.
Meh.
There you go.
I think you'll put the Enforcer in there in a unit that drops 3 away, nukes something, moves out the way, and then they're -1.
Yeah, then they just tank it.
And then they've got Armour of Contempt essentially. Back into cover, mate. It'll be.
Tau. Tom Green, £2 on a super chat. Took foul.
Oh, great, Tau.
Tom, we appreciate you. Hopefully you're at the club tomorrow, Tom. I haven't seen you for a bit, mate. It'd be nice to catch up. In person, face to face, as they say. Right, here we go. Should we get into this?
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the court is now in session.
Do we need to explain what's happened for people that don't know what's happened? Because I didn't know anything about this.
We're going to start at the beginning.
Okay, until... Yeah.
We're going to, all of us together, do we need to go back to court?
No, because you've dropped the blue screen, so you can't.
Yes, I pulled the blue screen down.
The fatal flaw in my plan.
Yes, I dragged it to the ground at the beginning and cracked a beer and shouted, "Let's go," and hit the soundboard. Yes, that would be a problem. Anyway, order.
I need a little gavel, don't I?
Yeah.
I'd love a gavel.
Yeah. Next time we do this, guys, we're going to have is that what they're called?
Yeah, the little hammers, gavel.
A gavel, eh?
What are you doing with this chat? You're going to give me an epileptic fit
glasses.
at this moment.
Oh, I've got to drink over again.
Mate, you and these drinks. Mate, 1 second. I've got to take my headphones off to get mine. Oh, feedback.
Thank you for chat for reminding us of the importance of wearing the glasses, particularly on a subject like this. Liam, you ready, my friend?
I'm back in.
So not this weekend gone, but the weekend before, there was a very big event called the Toronto Winter Open. It was a big event.
2024.
It was 2024. It was a golden ticket event.
So those of you that don't know what a golden ticket event is, I suspect most of you probably do. But if you win one of these events, you get a ticket from GW. That means you get invited to their season end best in the world. They fly you all out to somewhere and you basically play all the best people in the world.
Ironically, it's where all the best cheaters are, but that is
ironically, there seems to be quite a lot of...
Ironically, it's where the best cheaters go to cheat.
Yeah. Live on streams.
I'm joking, but I'm not. Right, so there's a big event, and there was a winner. There was a winner. Declared on the day. Off he goes, Christopher. We're not going to say second name.
Driving home, mate, loving life.
Christopher's driving home. And at this point, I'd like to make a statement to Christopher because we are going to address the accusee directly.
Oh, are we now?
Yeah. This is a bit of fun. I hope you don't get offended by it. We're just doing this in a very light-hearted way. But Justin Trudeau is behind us, so...
If you've got any issues, bring them up with him first.
Yeah.
And then if you could also subscribe and share this to your friends, it'd be really good as well.
Yeah. So what we don't want to see is any comments from you or your associates in the chat. We just go straight to Justin, okay?
Address that straight to the Canadian government because... We've got Mounties outside, mate. We will send them around your house.
We haven't got time. And the other thing that I didn't mention at the start, actually, was there were some other people approached by Justin for this.
Were there?
Yeah. Stephen.
Oh, Box.
No, I wasn't going to say surname, but you have now.
Okay.
He was approached, but he's very upset this weekend.
I've heard that Chapter Master Valrat wouldn't teach Justin Faroux how to paint black. So that's why he's come to us.
Yeah. Justin did reach out and say, what's the best way to paint a black Templar?
Yeah.
And Valrak didn't reply. That was his chance burnt.
Yeah, so pretty much it left us.
Well, there was Tactical Tortoise, but he did it. He has done a video, which I think he's come to different conclusions to what we are.
Is he come? I know, mate. I'm just doing my weird thing where I have to sit up because I feel like I'm literally going to end up with back problems.
No, mate, you do.
I feel
you
like
do.
I'm carrying the weight of.
You're a judge. The court's in session. You can do whatever you want. You have a lot of freedom here. Okay, it was from the highest level. This tournament, the winner was declared. It was all done. It was streamed really nicely on Tabletop Live. It was all done real nice.
Proper. Yeah,
proper. All done real nice. And then after everybody gets home,
after everyone's got home,
everyone gets home, all sorted out. We go, oh, hang on, official announcement from the Toronto Open team. Here we go. Dear participants and supporters. We're writing to address some concerns that have arisen regarding player conduct at the Toronto Winter Open 2024. Following the event, we received several complaints regarding the behaviour and play of one participant, and a thorough investigation confirmed the
validity of these claims.
Why can I not read? I'm so special. Specifically, there were serious rules infractions observed during review of the tabletop live streams of the tabletop games. These infractions, along with instances of poor sportsmanship, led us to conclude that the behaviour displayed by the said player was not in line with the standards of, quote, friendly but competitive, unquote, gaming that GTA 40K expects at its events. As a result, the Toronto Open team has decided to take action.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. We are retroactively disqualifying the individual in question from the Toronto Winter Open in 2024. Their place at the World Championship will be awarded to the next player down in the rankings. Their record for the win in the event will be disqualified, and they will be issued a ban from the Toronto Open events for 1 year. We understand that this news may be disappointing. Well, to him.
I don't think anyone else cares, do they?
Second place be like banging.
Mate, he's literally loving life, isn't he?
Second place ain't going to be like, well, that's very disappointing. They're going to be like, well, did no one watch the game?
Did no one watch the game? He just cheated.
No one see what happened. So anyway, he's going to be disappointed. We believe it's important to uphold the values of fair play and sportsmanship in our community. We hope that this serves as a reminder to all participants to conduct themselves with integrity and respect for their fellow players. Thank you for your understanding and continued support, and thank you to Epic Flail for investigating the matter on behalf of Justin. That you couldn't see that bit. It was at the bottom.
Yeah, mate, that was on page 2.
It just cut out then, so people didn't see it. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, and we've lost the page now as well. So
sorry, I've got these guys over it. Right. So that happened. Then the next thing you know, the entire stream. What are you just laughing at?
Just see Paul trying to read, laughy face.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Johnny says, "Read it like a Torontarian." Dear supporters and participants. Is that how they speak?
I don't know what accent that was, but that didn't sound Canadian. Canada.
Hey.
You're just doing the accent off of Team America or South Park, isn't it? Who's the boot? Who's the boot?
Team.
Who's the boot?
No,
We go
Scottish.
for some maple pancakes.
Yeah.
I've just drifted into Scottish then as well. I can't do accents because all of mine drift into Indian.
Justin Trudeau's just joined the chat.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Please don't take. Let's not try and do any more accents. So then, also great to see Johnny in the chat.
I haven't seen Johnny in ages, and Johnny's actually a Canadian living in Canada.
Johnny, we're representing you and your countrymen here. We apologise very profusely there for the language attempts. The stream caught back in session. The stream then disappeared.
The stream vanished. They
So the
deleted
stream vanished.
the stream.
So all those people that wanted to go in and be like, "What's actually happened?" couldn't see anything because it completely vanished.
Yeah.
However,
Where do you find
praise
stuff?
the Lord, Reddit exists, right? So this absolute lad on Reddit had gone through, watched the game, and made a log here of all the incidents that occurred, right? I obviously then quickly got that in a Google document because I thought that might get deleted. There's a global cover-up going on, okay?
Mate, the Russians are involved as well, I've heard.
The Russians are
Mate,
involved.
I reckon this guy might have been a Russian sleeper, you know.
He was a Russian sleeper agent.
Trying to get into the Warhammer community, mate. It's a long game by the Russians, but they're in.
Listen, mate, that's what they're all about.
Is it?
No.
What, infiltrating Warhammer?
I don't want to say... In fact, I don't want to say anything about Russians.
Just in case.
Just in case.
The Mounties will protect us outside.
Let's get into these 15... yeah, they'll be straight in. 15 accusations of treating behaviour, which we're going to look at in today's session. And I would love to hear from the chat some analysis as to... I get so distracted by that chat. We're going to look at these 15 examples together, okay? We're going to go into them and we're going to decide, is it one of the three things? Is it cheating, tickling, aka a misplay, or is it just an innocent mistake, right?
Yeah.
The middle category is when it's kind of like, it's someone who is not intentionally, purposefully cheating.
Yeah.
They're just playing a bit fast and loose, and it's not.
Yeah. We've all been guilty of that sometimes, haven't we? Love a little bit.
Think for yourself, says careful, fellas. You'll come across even more indoctrinated than we'd already assumed.
It's a psyop.
It's a psyop. It's all a psyop. It's like Telly. That's Telly's comment. It's all a psyop.
Psyop.
Right, here we go. First accusation, caught in order, okay? So Brandon, you're in charge of the jury, which is an insane decision.
So this is just literally one game as well, isn't it? This isn't the rest of the games from this tournament. This is purely just the one game that they streamed with him on. But there seems to have been some assertions in that letter that this was going on throughout the tournament as well, doesn't it?
There's some assertions that's going up. However,
sportsmanship and stuff as well.
I will actually what I will say now, right at the beginning, is I will, on behalf of Chris Tuffer, I will give a piece of defence from him, okay? I did find a post of one person on Reddit saying I played him first game and he was a really nice player and it went quite well. Had a nice game. So that we must, as judges and jury, Brandon's already shouting guilty in the chat, okay?
Of course he is,
Brandon's already putting guilty in capital. Well, he spelled it wrong first time. He put gilly, which is the sort of thing I do, which is why I love Brandon. That game on Thursday is going to be chaos. Me and him are too similar. We're too unhinged.
Mate, I'm supposed to be trying to
if anyone wants to laugh
you
of just chaos, tune in on Thursday. Right, so, Brandon, please, you are in charge of the jury. Please hold, you're meant to represent everybody here. Don't just scream guilty at the beginning. But someone said they had a nice game against him. This is the first accusation, right? A scout move after getting the first turn CP and drawing secondary objectives. What I'd say about that is it's not a great start, is it?
Yeah, I mean...
It's not a great start to proceedings. Scout move after getting the first turn CP and... It was a guy played, drawing secondary objectives. Okay?
I mean, I would say that if you're playing like a friendly game with your mate, you might go, oh, I forgot my scout moves. if you're at the top table of a major GT, yeah, mate, you've done it out of sequence and you shouldn't be able to move those models now.
Brandon's now screaming public execution in the chat, which is verging on calling for violence.
Why did you elect him as foreman?
Because he was our first member.
Oh, okay.
So he's literally got very high levels of rights, and now I listen.
Now I instantly regret it.
I am regretting the decision to make him lead of the jury, and also I just want to reiterate for YouTube, this is satire, and we are not calling for violence.
No violence called for.
Okay. Plus, he spelled it wrong anyway. He's put pubic execution, so it doesn't.
Maybe that's what Brandon's into. Maybe he just wants to see the man's pubes get shaved in public. Who knows?
Listen, everything's on the table right now. Okay, nothing is off the table.
Justin said he was open to ideas.
Yeah, Liam, get this accusation number 1. Chat also get involved in this. That is cheating. I mean, you should definitely know that you don't scout move after. Well, certainly first MCP. That is neither here nor there really. Drawing the secondary objectives feels huge amount of information.
Oh, I got secure no man's land. Oh, convenient that I can move these 6 inches towards one objective and then just move them 6 onto it. Oh, I got area denial. Okay, make sure they just move straight into the middle. Oh, I got,
That's bad. It's not looking good for Chris, is it? Accusation number 1.
It's not ideal, is it?
Scout move after the secondary objectives are drawn.
Okay, cool.
Adam said exactly where my brain just went. Why did his opponent let him do that?
Custodes players are just nice, aren't they?
This is why you want to be watching the video that Incursion Tactics is putting out this week.
Yeah.
Because there's almost a whole other discussion, an episode in there around table etiquette, and it's all everyone's different out there. Everyone interacts with the player at the other side of the table differently based on their personality, what they're comfortable with. Some people might want to have that sort of awkward interaction. You shouldn't really be put in that situation. But still, I think, if you're a bit more confident at the table, you might go, whoa, sorry, mate, I've drawn my secondary objectives. You can't do that. That's cheating. Plus, he's also on a stream. What's he thinking?
Well, maybe he got a bit nervy, didn't he? Maybe he got nervy farts on. When you get the old nervy farts.
I'm worried.
Yeah.
So the first one, I'm gonna record these on the official record, okay? I'm gonna put not good, cheating, okay? That's going on the official record, which we'll review at the end.
All right.
Second incident of 15. This is 10 minutes later. He discards a miracle dice to bring back Palatine. It's always sisters players, isn't it?
Mate, what
Sorry,
is with
side
sisters?
note. It's always sisters players.
It's always sisters, isn't it?
But never spends the CP for it. Well, that's, again, spends another CP later for +1 to wound, but doesn't track it.
So he's 2 CP up by this point.
So that's an interesting use of the CP mechanic, isn't it? I'll just do it without recording it. That's very useful.
I'll do it without. What?
No, it's just making me laugh. Ben says he's a Fed. Let him build a case and then threw the book at him. It was all a setup.
It's all a setup.
Chat's gone mad. Peter, we've always got to read Peter's out. Peter, my
public execution here, not getting.
Right, Peter. Right, Brandon, get your jury in order, Brandon. We have less calls for
sisters players. Definitely a weep. Get him gone.
Right, think for yourself. The first one arguably could be a mistake, and it's up to his opponent. But of course, the opponent should have said no. It could be a mistake, but it's all, the first one, just to have no good cheating we have written down here, but we will hear from the jury. I don't know if this is how courts work.
The second one is just blatant, though. The second one is blatant cheating.
The first one you could say, maybe I didn't realise, I didn't realise you'd drawn them, or I've not looked, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe, it still feels like cheating. 10 minutes later, to then discard a miracle dice to bring back Palatine, but not spending the CP, and then spending another CP later for +1 to wound, but doesn't track it. Just for the record, we don't know whether the saying doesn't track the CP or doesn't track the +1 to wound. I'm assuming the mean don't track the CP.
It doesn't track the CP, because why would you not track the +1 to wound?
We've got to do things properly, that's all. Oh, I could give you a poll. Could you guys set a poll up for us? Yeah, I could. It does require me clicking a few buttons and Liam being in charge.
So I think that is just blatant cheating, to be fair. Like, that is knowing that you're trying to save your CP for something else and seeing if your opponent knows your army well enough to pick you up and go, oh, well, you've discarded a miracle dice, but that also costs you a CP. Because that's the problem, isn't it? That interaction feels like that they've already done it if they've discarded the dice and you don't know the army. Because you'd maybe think, oh, well, that's what the payment is, essentially. So, and this goes back to Sisters just being too overly complicated for the game. Miracle dice are rubbish. Yeah. Someone needs to have a look at them. So I would personally say that is cheating.
Right, so accusation number 1 is going in now. That's for the scout move. That's guilty or not guilty for number 1. Okay, I'm going to share my thoughts.
Mate, these glasses are like really...
We'll take them off then, Liam, but when you take them off, it just makes me look absolutely stupid.
But mate, they make my eyes hurt.
They make your eyes hurt, but now look at this. You've got you. No, it's fine. So do you want to just take them off?
Well, I've just taken them off.
I'll
put them back on then.
No, I don't want you being in pain. Come on.
I'll put them here.
Well, this feels ridiculous. Oh, you want to put... Okay. Are you comfortable with it? If you're happy putting them there, keep them there. Number 2, I think that's cheating. There is further commentary from one of the victims of this. When it was confirmed the exorcist couldn't see... Oh, this is interesting. This is a very interesting manoeuvre, okay? When it was confirmed the exorcist couldn't see, he picked up and placed the model without measuring with pivots, and then a 10-inch move... It would have been unlikely to have moved the exorcist that far. So we've basically got a movement.
Oh, this is. I think this is at 4.
Sorry, this is later. This is later.
Yeah.
This is later.
So basically, he's just gone. He's done a bit of me measuring, hasn't he? Let's not beat around the bush. Right. He's done a bit of me measuring.
Let's drag Liam into this as quickly as possible. He's done a bit of Liam here.
Yeah, he's done a bit of me measuring, and he's measured it, and then just gone. Nah, that looks about right, doesn't it? Yeah. Which I mean, we've all been there.
The first poll for the scout move has absolutely come out in guilty. Ben says, is there evidence that the scout move was used to get advantage? No, but cheating's cheating. That is an interesting question. Did the scout move get any... We don't know because the bloody stream was deleted by... We're going to come on to these. They're also my face.
But then this is the thing is they were saying that they'd had incidents of like poor sportsmanship from him as well. So the opponent might have been like, well... Actually, mate, and he'd be like, like, it might have been quite a combative opponent, like, not just on the table, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean. What does the chat think to not spending CP? So, like, if someone at the table, so accusation number 2 is not tracking CP properly. Okay? I'm going to provide the chat here with 3 options. We're going to have guilty. So, guilty, we're going to have cheating, right? We're going to have tickling, which is him just being dodgy, and then we're going to have like just mistake, not guilty, right?
Yeah, guys, right. You have to do your movement as precise as possible. It's part of playing the game and forming that social contract with whoever you're playing across the table.
There's a reoccurring theme with these accusations around him pivoting and not measuring properly.
There's a lot.
With the stream being deleted with the cats, that would have been a shame.
It would have been nice to have seen it and then actually been like, no, that does look well dodgy.
But unfortunately, because the stream was deleted, we can't see it anymore. However, for the court, for the jury, it was that bad that they've removed. It was that bad that he's disqualified completely from the event.
I don't think, I think the problem is it's not just one, is it? Look, there's 15 of these things. Like, come on.
There's a fair few.
One. So what's the next one?
The next one is did not account for a -1 to hit with the superior times 1 more miss.
So he would have had he would have been -1 to hit and he would have had 1 more miss. Okay. Okay. Whatever. Tickler by mistake.
I think we'll rule that one as an immediate tickler.
Yeah, like that's just I've forgotten that I'm -1 to hit or whatever.
Yeah, okay. We're not going to strike it from the record, but we're going to put underneath.
That'll be something to do with the Custodes, Qatar making you -1 to hit or something, and then just forgetting about it because it's not your army rule, it's your opponent's army rule. And then they should then interact with you at that point and go, remember you're -1 to hit, in my opinion.
Just for the record, I've kicked a drink over for the 3rd time.
Justin's going to not be happy with this behaviour at this moment in time.
Johnny says schmovement. I like that. That's a nice little term.
Schmoove.
Think for yourself, want something added to the record? Just for the record, 60% of my opponents give themselves free movement, and when I call them on it, it makes the entire experience sort of off, unfortunately. I think cheating movement is common, sadly. I really like this. Well, I don't like the comment. It's a great comment.
I think it is though as well.
But it's sad.
But you've
sad.
been saying this for so long, haven't you? You've been saying that for a game that's so precise, the movement is so sloppy. It's awful. But we're all guilty of it, I think.
Sure.
I mean, I know I am, and I know people that have been as well, and I've been. No, I am. I just get like, you know, you get a bit tape measure happy, don't you? You know, you saw that tape measure Matt was wielding around the other day. Yeah. Well, it was like that was huge, and you're just like, I can't. You need like a little, like you remember the old like cloth tape measures? I feel like I need one of them.
That might be quite nice actually.
A little cloth tape measure. You know, like you used to use for like seamsmanship.
Ah, yes, I remember when I was a seamsman.
Yeah, on the old, what is it, sewing machine?
Ah, yes, my days as a seamsman are coming back strongly. I have no idea.
Oh, there they are.
The seamsman days. Tickle the pickle. Okay, there's a comment. Oh, Ben says, I think if there was only one or two of these events, I would build these up as tickling, but that Reddit post looked long. Yeah, and we're not going to get you voting on every single one. For the record, let it be known on the record that the last vote has come in quite convincingly in favour of cheating. 72% cheating, say not tracking CP properly is cheating. 80% tickling, 9% mistake. Brandon, please do not accuse either myself or Liam of being a pervert, and do not shout guilty in the chat when referring to anything we could or could not have done. Thank you, Brandon. Please keep yourself and the others in order. Next accusation. Player re-rolled the wound roll of a repenter even though they did not make a charge roll that turn.
Okay, so he's obviously
not ideal.
Forgotten. It's one of those ones, isn't it? It's like Lance, you get +1 to wound when you charge, and then next turn you suddenly go, I'm +1 to wound because you thought you were last turn, but you weren't this turn.
This sort of sloppiness.
I guess it's a bit sloppy again.
It's sloppy, but we're starting to get a picture now of someone who's getting so many rules wrong, and they're on a final table. Like if you're
they're not a beginner.
If you're a good player, if you're a good player, you should not be on a high table doing stuff like that. That's not ideal. Player did not properly measure the distance of Exorcist to move on an objective with pivots. There's no way they could have made it to an objective with a 10-inch move without an advance. Since there were 2 ruins, it would lose movement. So we're talking about an impossible move. Again, we haven't got the video, but that's like a direct accusation.
This magical exorcist that doesn't need to pivot. I quite like it. I need to know where I can get me one.
Yeah, Liam's like, oh.
Can this exorcist be sourced? Because I quite like this.
For a future show, there is an amazing... I've saved it on my phone for us to look at, but there's a great show we can do coming up. Maybe one we do next week, of a thread of people being like, what's like examples of people having cheated against you?
Yeah.
And honestly, I was laughing, mate. There's so many funny... It shouldn't be funny, but it is. You know, like just wacky stuff. People like you know, model modifications or just like weird stuff. So funny. So there's a growing evidence of movement shenanigans.
Yeah.
Next one. Rolled a 3-inch charge on a palatine and did not measure if that was appropriate to make it in. But apparently, if you boop it, you don't need to measure. Boop. Just give it a boop. Oh, there you go.
What?
We just basically moved the charge without measuring it. Just moved it.
So rolled it, went, that'll do.
Yeah, boop. And then just moved it and give it a boop.
I mean, how many times, let's be fair though, how many times have you done that where you're like, I'm only a couple of inches away, that'll do, in we go. Like, and this is the problem now with the way that charging works, and I watch mine and Matt's game, and we have this discussion around this as well, is you can actually overcharge now, and you can roll too high, and you end up basing stuff that you don't want to base. And this is the problem with like the way it works now. So it actually matters what you roll and how you then move into combat now as well.
If you're on a top table and you're not agreeing with someone what you need before you roll it, then something's going wrong between the two players.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting this on the other opponent. This guy sounds like an absolute nightmare to play against. But when I've played, even though I've not got into like 40k comp in a way that I've intended to get into it, I've been doing all these streams and stuff instead, which is great. I'm enjoying it. It's not a complaint. But I would absolutely, at a competitive event, make sure we agreed what the distance was before someone rolled it. There's no way I'd be in a situation where we're rolling it before having agreed what the number is.
I always like to agree a distance before you roll it.
It's like 10 seconds. It's like, can we just check what it is? Oh, it's a 7. Oh, cool. So I need a 7. Yeah, great. Yeah, you've rolled a 7.
There's nothing worse than rolling it and then someone going, I've rolled a 6, and you're like, I think you need a 7. And then everyone's like, we'll do, and it like... Then you're all like fiddling around with it, and
in the defence here, right? In the defence of this individual, you could imagine a 3-inch charge being like so short, you just kind of assumed it a bit.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like that maybe, but the fact that it's been brought up and logged. And yeah, Tom, this is all in one game.
This is just one of his games.
This is just one. Although, for the record, someone did say they had a nice game against him first game, okay?
Round 1. Nice game.
Yeah. Morgan Val was re-rolling all hits and wounds during her fight phase, even though by then her unit was dead and is no longer leading a unit. You can see someone making that mistake.
Yeah.
But, again,
this is
building a picture.
This is this whole thing around how awkward characters work and this leading a unit terminology that's used. But everyone is now used to that with the... If you're leading a unit, you get this.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas, come on now.
Used a fight on death strat on Morgan Val, even though he had earlier failed a battle shock test with it in that turn, which is why he did not leave combat.
Yes, you can't use strats on stuff that's battle shocked.
So again, just another not knowing the rules.
But then why is... And I do... Like, you battle shock...
Especially if it's on a stream. You would have the confidence on a stream as well, I think, to just be like, we're playing on a stream. Like, you realise loads of people watching this.
Do you not think this goes back to the same one we did, however many months ago with the one at Worlds?
Yeah.
What are the judges... Surely there's someone watching this game.
I think
are the stream not watching this and are the stream not saying stuff? And I know you can't interact from the stream, but surely there must be a judge on a top table. There must be someone watching this game.
You'd think so. You would think so. What I'm gonna sort of wrap up some of these and chat. You're gonna vote on a couple more, but what we're gonna talk about after is we're gonna decide if it's cheating on misplay. We're gonna talk about the stream. Should it have been taken down? What is the purpose of a stream at an event? The consequences, all that sort of thing.
So there's
interesting stuff popping off in.
Let's have a look
in the chat. I think if he's like, I'll be real about it. Being on stream would throw me off to such an extent. It might be a problem. No, we totally get what you mean, and we've found that when we've played here, we've had streams on a Thursday night.
Yeah, you get yourself.
We come in confident. It's good, but then once you're actually on the stream and the lights are on, and do you know what I mean? And
it takes a while to get used to, definitely.
Yeah, and it definitely can just spin you out a bit, and you forget things. You can feel a bit of pressure. However, this is all one game. This is just one game. And there is a theme. There's a theme of purposely forgetting rules to your advantage and dodgy movement.
Mate, this magical exorcist back again.
Oh, yeah, go on.
Gained inches of movement on an exorcist. Could clearly see where he could have ended after a 10-inch from his measuring tape. So I measured it and then just moved further.
So we haven't got the video evidence, but...
what's the next one? Player said he had said he was shooting at him with no cover, but it was not verbally said before he had...
Listen, what I'll say about this person is they're not the best at writing.
I'm not the best at reading. Yeah, so I'm going to struggle here. Not verbally said before he had also said that he had played with that intention but had never made that verbal to his opponent. Opponent, however, should have checked for cover before removing his model, so it was a wash. I don't really get that one.
What we're going to do there is scratch that for the record, because none of those. You could rearrange those words a few times and it wouldn't make sense. But basically, something about someone forgetting that a unit was in cover. So it's another kind of dodgy forgetting type incident.
Movement did not account for pivots.
Another movement accusation.
Pivot.
There's a lot of cheeky pivoting. And then another accusation, ignored modifier strat has to be used in the command phase, not the fight phase. This is a major because the opponent had 2 CP at the time and could have fought instead of overwatching, and player would have been down to 1 CP and able to use the fight on death strat to counter. Player said he used a +1 to wound strat after rolling his hits without communicating this to his opponent.
I like that one.
This might be...
I like time for that one. Roll the dice. Go, that's a good roll. Oh, yeah, I would have done the +1 on that one, obviously.
Yeah. A lot of the stuff previously, at this point, I want to consult with the chat again. From what you've heard so far of all those accusations, where are we leaning with this then, right? So, jury, where are you at the moment? We're gonna have option 1 is cheating. Okay. Cheating. Option 2 is just misplays. Just bad form, really. And then the third option is not cheating. Where are we at so far? Let me know where you're at the moment before we just get into this game.
I think if they had done that, Peter, they would have said that there was, moments when he'd forgotten stuff in his favour. This seems like very selective forgetting about stuff or changing stuff after you've done something, or realising that you needed a certain amount of movement and you've messed your movement up to get on an objective because you wanted to leave the exorcist in cover. So you left it in cover, then realised you didn't have enough movement to get on the objective and still wanted to shoot it. So you've conveniently realised that you don't need to pivot and it's ended up on the objective.
Yeah, agree.
Like, it feels a little bit sus.
It feels a bit cheeky. Just Telly, put in "has your sound gone" in the chat. It's one of the most stressful things. Please
Mate,
double
honestly,
check.
I wish you hadn't seen that, because I saw it.
It's
and I
so
wasn't even
stressful
gonna
when
say
people
anything.
put like "your sound's gone," and that's not an invitation for everyone to start it. Please, oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Why have you done this now? Right, what's the next one? Ignored the modifiers.
Well, the one that you just read out was definitely in my. I'm not trying to influence the jury, but that's cheating.
Player said, the +1 after rolling.
Rolling your dice. Player said he used a +1 twin strat after rolling dice without communicating this to his opponent till after. That is clearly cheating.
Yeah.
And there's no way you could not know. There's no way you could be like, oh, is that cheating?
That's
Like, how could you roll and then be like, oh yeah, now I'm going to do that strat?
Mate, it's just,
I mean, that. Come on.
no, because the amount of times I've done it and you go, well, I would have, no, but now I've seen the roll, I don't feel right doing it because I know one way or the other.
Yeah, agree. Crikey, 100% cheating.
From 21 votes.
100% cheating.
What's the last one? Player re-rolled his hits even after he had explained that the superior had previously died from the squad. Just going to re-roll those hits. Why? Well, I don't know. She's died previously, but I'm just going to re-roll them because I fancy it.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, mate, You're
There's
in the
so
take-back territory, Paul.
There's so much to break down. Yeah, don't get me started on take-backs. I took a lot of flack when I did my first all-alone take-back video and put it on Reddit.
Good.
Crikey Moses. That upset some people. I feel like we've given all of the evidence to the jury. The fact that we just so far up to date asked people if we think we're in the realm of cheating here, and 100% have said cheating. I'm not going to do another needless vote because it's fairly clear. Brandon, do you want to give the official verdict in the chat, please, as to what the jury think?
I just wish that they hadn't, and I know we're going to get onto this. I wish they hadn't deleted the stream. I think it would have been better. I think it would have been better from the event to go, this is why we have disqualified these players, and this is the stream, this is the timestamps. Go back and watch the whole thing if you want, but these are the incidents that we've highlighted that we think are wrong, and you lot make your opinion on that. Because all that's happened now is, it's like, it's just he said, she said rubbish again, isn't it?
I agree 100%, Liam. Yeah, I completely agree. I think...
Yeah, what the fuck was this judge doing, wrestling a moose?
Nice, Peter. Good lad. I think it's fairly clear. Brandon, we're still waiting for the official judgment from Brandon. If he's gone, then, he's let not only himself down, but the entire stream, as it were, okay? The ref was watching our stream from last week. That is correct, Howling Jimmy Jefferson. Well done, sir. That is exactly what was going on. I think it's fairly clear. We are going to wait for the official judgment from the chat, but I think it's fairly clear that there's enough there for this to be counted as cheating.
Yeah. It's not one or two. I mean, if it was one or two, you could say Geezer's got a bit nervous. It's 15 in one game.
I agree completely.
And it's repeat stuff as well.
There's a theme.
So how many times did that exorcist decide that he didn't want to pivot and just randomly move odd distances, like 3 or 4?
What makes people think they're going to get away with it on a stream?
I've no idea.
What comes into people's brains?
Yeah.
When they just think, I'll do wacky... You can understand it. Like, if that game wasn't on stream, I don't think, unfortunately, for 40k, I don't think that'd be an insanely rare experience.
I don't think that's that.
Do you know what I mean? This is why this is a very interesting discussion, Liam, because I think off a stream, if you came to me and said, I played this right dodgy guy at a tournament, he was doing this, and this, it'd be like, oh, yeah, that sounds... But wouldn't be like, oh, my God, Liam's been the victim of the worst cheater. You'd be like, he was a bit sloppy, he's a few little things. When you put it all together like that, and you're like, God, there's 15 accusations, and then the tournament organisers watch it and strike them off, then, it sounds really serious. But when you look at them as individual things, we will have had that happen to us at various games, tournaments that we played.
Oh, yeah,
there's none of us will be like, I've never had that happen to me before.
Yeah, no one's ever done a bit of dodgy movement against me.
And this is why it's an interesting case, and we will be calling for the most severe punishment that Justin Trudeau has granted us. But it's not. Sometimes you get cheating where it's like a one-off thing, like the whole Manny John thing that was all a big mess around that. Yeah. It was like one big incident that everyone got obsessed with, all the toilet dice.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a big headline cheating moment. But other times you just get these like persistent offenders. They just keep tickling away. You know, I'll do my scout move. Oh, mate, I've already drawn my card.
Ah, yeah, but it's all right, isn't it?
Oh, I didn't
doesn't affect it, does it? Doesn't affect it.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, and it just keep.
It feels like it might do.
Once you get into the realms of the 15, and Telly makes a good point. You know, they were playing for a golden ticket.
Yeah, you're playing to play at the best tournament with the best players in the world. What? So what? You think that you're going to then end up playing? I don't know, one of these Art of War type characters, and they're going to let you get away with all of that. They know their rules literally inside out, apart from obviously the fact that it can move.
Apart from the ones where it's advantageous to them.
Yeah,
to
but they'll know those rules, and they won't be letting you do that sort of stuff. So what are you going to do? Just turn up there and go out 0-8 while trying to cheat your way up against the world's best players? Doesn't really make any sense. But does this character have previous for it?
I can't. I don't know. I'm not going to say. I don't want to
Disperch him.
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
I don't want to go there.
Brandon is sacked from the jury. Someone please, that he's a member, take charge of the jury and give us a verdict in capital letters in the chat. And Brandon, listen, we're going to have to deal with this through some kind of disciplinary proceeding outside of the channel, the realms. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Christ.
Well, Adam's saying that apparently this happened the week before, or maybe 2 weeks before, at the FLG event for a golden ticket.
What, same thing?
And the guy got disqualified. Is it becoming more prevalent? I think the problem is that you're putting bigger prizes up there.
It's so stupid.
Because there's no prize money in this. There's no prize money in this.
Well, you'd think
hobby.
so. The amount of money some people pay for coaching. Do you know what I mean? If you went on Vanguard Tactics and saw that for 300 quid or whatever it is, you can get a. You'd think, oh my god, this must be really profitable, man. If you get, you know what I mean? No.
There's no. And this is the problem.
No.
There is
you only spend more money getting good at this game.
Yeah.
Because you realise you have to buy a new army every other week. So you think, well, I've done my £300 course to tell me my army's crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to buy another one.
Got to put Gladiator Lancer in there. What a surprise. I could have watched any video that told me that.
I'm getting really angry now. I'm just getting really shouty.
But do you think that's what it is? Do you think that because these golden tickets have started to appear at these events, that people are now doing a lot more try-hard stuff and doing a lot more, if I just manipulate that a little bit, I could win that ticket and I could be out in Vegas. And if I go to Vegas, all expenses paid, and I get smashed 0-8, does it even matter? Because I'm there. And yeah, I might have cheated a little bit to get myself here, but who cares?
I for sure think that, because Telly's right that, like, if you're playing to play at the highest level, this shouldn't be a factor. We're almost like trying to build a bit of defence for this guy here, in a way, being like, look, it was for something, and this might sound a bit sad me saying it, but I think it's true. Something that someone will probably remember and talk about. Oh, Brandon, thanks for coming back. Oh, sorry, mate, you were looking after your little boy. Oh, that's fine then. Brandon, don't rewind. I gave you hard time.
Chris is...
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. All is forgiven. You're back in control of the jury. In their defence, right, you can imagine a situation where they feel that pressure and they know they're on stream. However, can you imagine winning one of these golden tickets? It'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool.
It'd be amazing.
It'd be pretty cool. It's something you probably remember for a long time. And you talk about round the dinner table with your family for a bit of a laugh and your mates. It's something you'd be like, oh, you never guess. Yeah. I won this golden ticket and I'm off to this event like that. Yeah. So, in those situations, if someone has exhibited, like for me, the only way I can level with this and understand this kind of cheating is when the desperation combines with the fact that that's how they normally play.
Yeah.
So it creates this, like, someone just blatantly cheats on stream. Or they do loads of dodgy stuff on stream because, like, they're a bit nervous and stressed that, they want to win. But they've also been doing this a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, to do it 15 times. Are you laughing at guys?
Guys, come in. Yeah, the person I played at Beachhead is apparently a very, very well known, and there's lots of videos of him doing it on stream and nudging stuff around with water bottles and rolling dice that weren't the right dice and doing all sorts of stuff like that. And to be fair, I played him, and there was obviously an air of arrogance and attitude there, which to me doesn't really matter. And his army literally perfectly went into mine, so we called it at the end of turn 2 and went and had a beer together.
But it's really interesting to watch players that have bad reputations when they play matchups that they think they're going to win, because they do switch. I used to see him in a game that I'm not allowed to mention anymore.
Yeah.
But I would watch players who like had a reputation against games where they knew they were going to win, and he's such a lovely opponent, and I'd be like, you want to see some games I've had against him.
Well, this is the thing.
So I mean, I'd be like, they're a nightmare. They're a dodgy, lively nightmare to play against. You can't switch off. Whereas someone, oh no, they're lovely. Well, yeah, because they knew they were going to smash you.
Yeah, he knew.
So they're
he
on a
was
charm
smash.
offensive with you. But like,
he knew there was no possible way
was
he would have
awful for
lost
you.
that. It was
It's an
no
awful matchup for
possible
you.
way he would have lost that game.
Yeah.
It literally wasn't. It was impossible for him to lose that game.
So the only way, because what we're trying to do here is understand why someone would end up playing like this, because it's awful for them, and there is a bit of me that feels bad for them, because I hate the idea of anyone feeling stressed or sad or worried about something that they've done. We've all done stupid things. We've all made mistakes. We've all said things that we want to take back. We've all done things that we regret, and the idea of people talking about that at length, which is why we're just using the guy's first name, like, you know, I can imagine that being a stressful experience for someone. However, the only way we learn and the only way we move on from negative patterns of behaviour or negative activities is for people to be like, don't do that. That's not okay. We disagree with that. And this is why I'm so irritated about the stream getting deleted. Why delete the stream?
That's the thing that
So annoying, because now instead of going, look, this tournament organizer has made a decision to stop this person playing for a year. Okay, so rather than having Justin Trudeau step in, which we know he's busy,
mate, he's got a country to run.
He's got his Black Templars to paint.
He's painting his Black Templars in Black Templar, isn't he?
He's a busy man. Okay, but for him to step in and appoint us to being the two official adjudicators of the case shows the seriousness that this has got to. But it would have been much easier if they'd have just left the stream up and people could go and look and make their own decision. Go have a look at it, and also to give the guy an opportunity to face a little bit of, you know, mate, we don't accept that. But now all we've got is this list of stuff, and we can look at it. And we as a group have decided there's too much, it's cheating. But it would be so much better if that was there for people to watch.
And I think the problem is that I'm trying to put myself in this fella's shoes at the moment and think, do you want the stream up or don't you want the stream up? You're like, well, at the moment, all that I'm doing is this list of all this rubbish that I've supposedly done has appeared online. So I'd actually probably rather the stream was up, because then at least I could go, well, actually, I only did 7 of those 15 things, and that was just me. Like, that was a genuine mistake. That was a mistake. Yeah, I was a bit naughty here. Blah blah blah. Hold my hands up. But at the moment, all that's happened is he's got a list of 15 things against him. He's been banned for a year, and you know, his name's dirt anyway now, isn't it? That's the problem. Been absolutely, and this is the problem: is this kangaroo court essentially that is formed online.
This is a serious court. Listen, I'm not going to mention Justin's name again, but this is not this.
Not this
okay,
court,
good. Thank you.
Just the kangaroo courts that appear on like Reddit and stuff like that.
Of course,
because I imagine that comment section under that is pretty spicy.
Oh, it's chaos. We're not even getting into that. Yeah. No,
the chaos.
It's a war zone.
It's an absolute war zone. There's people literally.
It's absolute chaos.
Jesus.
We of a group have decided that this person has cheated at the game, and it's not all right. The next part that we're kind of skirting around is why on earth did... Sorry, I'm drinking...
What? That was the weirdest noise ever.
I don't know what it was.
That was like a weird burpy throat burp. And a burpy throat burp.
It's just one of the... You know, this is what happens when I get back to drinking again. Not that I drink very often, but when I do and do a podcast, sometimes you might hear some digestive noises. I apologise.
His real name.
Excuse me, I was talking, Liam.
Sorry, I'm listening to you.
No, you were talking. You were reading the chat.
I'm trying to read at the same
Don't
time.
read some of the comments in there.
I'm not.
Okay?
That's why I've got to pre-read them.
Yeah, but you were reading out loud.
I know. I didn't mean to.
I'm just going to pre-read this comment.
I couldn't register.
The deleting of the stream, I think, was a mistake. And in their defence, what they're clearly worried about is people. There's docs in them. There's someone in the chat. I've read it and I think it's gone. But someone had said, did they delete the stream because they were worried about people like doxing the guy and finding up? Now, I mean, what are people going to do? I mean,
have we got to that point?
I don't think. Again, it's a game. I don't think anyone's going to dox them, but.
What's dox them mean?
It's when someone like reveals like your details and then people get in touch with you and give you hard. You know what I mean? If someone was like, this is Paul's address, and then people. Well,
instead of doing that, can people create a better app than BCP? Like, let's put our like.
Where are you going with that?
Attention in. Well, if someone's like capable of doing that, like I'm not good with computers. I can barely work a computer, but surely if someone can do that, then they can create a better app than BCP.
Right, well, it's okay. I mean, it's an interesting side point, guys. Yeah, don't dox each other, make better apps than BCP. Thank you, Liam, for that important intervention there. The stream. Thanks for that. Let that be recorded on the official court record.
Mate,
I'm really annoyed.
Just look down at Paul's feet. There's just tins of beer all over the floor,
yeah,
mate.
they're full. I've not even finished a single beer. It make out like I've got some kind of drinking problem. They're all full, but they are all over my feet.
I mean, I'm not wrong, according to the chat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have decided that this individual is found guilty. The stream, I think, it's a good stream.
Oh, he's just throwing his glasses on
To the window.
Turn it off. You're going to get a content warning. What was I going to say? I was going to ask something else, though. Do you think this is something to do with the army that he was playing as well? Not just saying it about sisters, but saying it like he could have been playing sisters, he could have been playing Admech, he could have been playing one of these like slightly off-centre armies that are ridiculously complicated to even play, let alone know what that army actually does. And they do all this weird stuff.
I think he's a cheat. I don't think you can blame it. I mean, there's a lot of... Listen, all sisters players have often sort of like mummy issues. We know that. We've discussed that previously, and there's been a previous court hearing where we've decided all sisters players are weirdos. But I'm joking. It's just because I know there's a bunch of them in the chat.
There's so many of them in the chat.
Tomorrow they're going, sisters out weird at the club. I'll be like... Oh,
as they're standing there in corsets.
Yeah. I'll be like, calm down, Your Majesty. Right, listen. But, he's cheating, but I don't think we can blame the faction. The stream missed an opportunity. I think that should have stayed up. I think that as a community... we need examples of what poor play is. Yeah. So that people can watch that and see the backlash. And I don't think, like, we've not said anything on this stream that is offensive towards this individual. We've not called them any names. They're probably a lovely person in real life. Like, we've not said anything that is rude or inappropriate or nasty. No. We're talking about their behaviour.
I've been pretty mild-mannered for me,
You've been wonderful. And we've been asking the question, is that okay what they did? If everyone can behave in a way like that, that's just honest and say, that's not the kind of play I want to see, I don't like that, then get it up. Like, leave it up and let us see that and talk about it and use evidence of play that's sloppy. If you just delete it and make it disappear, you just create more of this behaviour because there's no example for us to look at and go, that's not okay. Because most people, when they're on a stream, even if they're dodge pots, tidy it up. So when you get one of these people that's daft enough to cheat on a stream, keep it. It's quite valuable stuff. It's quite valuable content to show people. You know, Stephen Box could do a course on that for a few hundred.
Well, I'm surprised he hasn't reached out to his opponent and offered him some sort of entry into the clan. Get a t-shirt, sign up.
Oh, that was my chair. Right, here we go. So the stream let themselves down by not covering it, I think, which is a real shame. What do people think the role is of a streaming event? So one thing that the Tactical Tickler said Tactical Tortoise said in his channel, which was good. Really, he did a really good video, by the way. Shout out to his video. I completely disagree with what he said in it, but
great video. But I think he's completely wrong.
But it was well edited, and he seems a really lovely guy. He seems a really, really nice guy. But he definitely played this down. So his conclusion was kind of like, I don't know if it's that bad. Like, it just sounds like it was a few misplays rather than cheating. You know, obviously we can't see because the stream's gone down, but the stream's obviously only gone down to protect the stream because the stream's going to take flack and the stream's going to get a hard time. The stream, I don't think it is going to get a hard time. If you're streaming a game, your only job is to show the game and stream the game. You're not judging the game. You don't miss anything. You just stream the game.
We've had this before, haven't we, where me and you were streaming a game and we're watching people play, but then there's comments in the chat going, we can't do that, that's wrong, you can't do that. And me and you have just sat there and gone, well, it's not for us to influence the game.
We can't. You've just got to watch the game.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if the TO wants to look at your live stream and rewind it and see something, that's fine. That's VAR, basically. Go for it.
You're not TOs on a stream. You are literally there for entertainment purposes, to stream the game.
Big time.
And to commentate on what is going on.
And if anyone came up, if I streamed a game and someone came up to me and said, "Why didn't you catch that?" Blah 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 blah. I'd just be like, mate, I have no time for that feedback.
Go away, mate. I will
zero,
literally drop kick you if you come at me with that.
I wouldn't use, for YouTube algorithm, I wouldn't use violence. Joking. No, if you drop kick people, it's fine. Liam would drop kick him and I'd say, well, you know.
I just think but then
where does it
stop? Where does it stop? So what, me and you are watching a game on stream and then we go, oh, wait a minute, mate. By the way, big, you know, Big Latinas has commented that you can't do. I was trying to think of something without being rude, and it got the least rude I got to was Big Latinas. That's the least, mate. The stuff that started with
Big Latinas. What is in your brain for you to?
Mate, it started off a lot worse than that.
What horror is in your brain for the random? No one is it. Look at the chat. There is no one in the chat that is anywhere near being called Big Latinas.
But imagine we were just like, right, Big Latinas has told us that you can't do that movement, right? And then it goes, well, actually, Big Latinas was completely wrong. So what, we've just interrupted a game, and you just, you know, like...
Well, it happens on the stream all the time, on the Thursday streams.
Oh, don't.
Every time we do a stream, someone will say something.
Big Latinas! Johnny knows. Johnny knows.
Big Latinas. I think I'd love to hear what the chat after. I mean, the chat's saying a lot. The chat's really popping off tonight, obviously, on the subject like this. Nicholas, don't read that out. Don't read that out.
Mate, there's so many that I've just come in.
I think in this instance, the stream should have left it up. Okay, and I will do a poll for the jury.
I think the stream should have left it up.
The stream stay up. And also, do think about this, like. Do put yourself in the position of the stream. They're obviously a bit worried about kickback and getting a hard time, but it seems a ridiculous.
I think it's a very, and this is not me saying it because we've done it. I think it's very different to sit there. This is one of those things I'd say. It's very different to sit there and have an opinion of it as a player, to sit there and have an opinion on it of people that have actually sat there and done it. And you know that tournament we did. What did we do? We streamed like 12 hours of Warhammer.
Yeah.
And just sit there and watch it for that much, for that long, and not be like, well, it's quite difficult, but at the same time, you've got to learn where your position is within the structure of what is going on. And I know that sounds probably overly complicated, but as part of that event and what is going on, we are not there as people that are streaming it to be any sort of judge.
Definitely not.
Rules people. We are there purely to stream what is going on and to commentate and try and entertain people that are watching it. If you've got a rules question, it's not for the two fellas sitting there streaming it. Because you've all witnessed, I don't know my rules. I don't know my own rules, let alone your rules.
You don't want us charging a new game. If we were streaming, which we're going to do more of in the future, and I caught someone cheating, I'd be like, I know, I'm going to go in and say, I'd be like, look at this. I'd be kind of, you know, I'd feel like caught a big fish.
Yeah.
Like, look at this. Look what he's doing there. Look at that.
Ooh,
why has he done that? Why has he done that? I'd love to. I'd be like, mate, this is staying up. Interesting question from Telly. Go on then, what's your biggest Latina?
What's my biggest Latina?
It's definitely an after dark discussion.
Yeah, we're going there after dark.
We'll take that. We'll pick that back up for the members only chat straight after this show.
I just remembered.
Don't make a what was that?
Mate, I just made a noise because I just remembered and it hurt my back.
Were you thinking about Big Latinas again?
That's what the question was, wasn't it?
What was the noise you then made in response to
I kind of grunted and tried to stop myself coughing at the same time.
You made some kind of like joy grunt.
I'm trying to stop myself. I've got a cough right there and I'm trying to stop it. And all I can think of is
time it so that you don't make like weird... Oh, please, Liam. We have a microphone system for this kind of behaviour. Oh, okay. Don't make those kind of grunts when we're talking about Big Latinas.
Oh, God, the Big Latinas.
Good Lord. As a TO living in England, is it racist? Right, listen.
If I only penalised Big Latinas.
Right. We have had official wording from the head of the jury, Brandon. As leader of the jury, I'm not sure leader's the right term, but I like it.
Foreman, but we'll go with...
As leader of the jury, we have decided that if the defendant pays us all with big...
Yes, Brandon!
Something Latinas, we will say he's innocent. And it's now been seconded. Right, well...
I'm in as well.
I think we close the court session and move on to the next piece, the next subject. which is, what is a fair punishment for this individual? So we as a group have decided that it's definitely cheating. The stream should have stayed up, not taken down. The role of a stream event is to stream the event, good, bad, ugly, own it, don't worry about it. If people give you a hard time, then the community should point out that that's not okay behaviour. You can also just delete comments that you don't like as well, so like, I wouldn't worry about it.
It's like YouTube, you can just block.
You can just delete a comment.
Or
if
you can just turn comments off, can't you?
Yeah, yeah. And what's the fair punishment? So like, Landry, MCD back on the Landry.
I could only be bribed with land.
I might just give him that Landry. If he's going to win eventually, because I'm just going to be like, oh man, please.
Just go away, girl.
What is a fair punishment? So this lad's been banned only from the Toronto Open for a year, so next year.
No big Latinas for him for a year.
No, that... I mean, if he's as passionate as you, that's a hell of a blow.
Matt, it's a big blow.
I beg your pardon?
It's a body blow, that one, isn't it? It's an absolute body blow, that one. You can carry on playing 40k, but there's no Latinas for you, mate.
Yeah, that's it for you, mate.
That's it for you. They're all getting back. They're all going back now.
Great comment from Telly. Having the stream up would have been enough punishment. Do you know what? That actually is a great comment. Well, just having it there for the world to see and being like, mate, you shouldn't, that's sloppy. Get better.
And imagine turning up to the next tournament and like putting your army on the table and being like, you're that fellow, aren't you?
Yeah, you're Tommy Tickleson.
Oh, you're the one that likes to tickle his movement around with those exorcists.
Yeah, don't do that.
I'm going to keep an eye on that. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that this game, mate.
Ooh, that was a little cheeky squeak, wasn't it? Martin says there needs to be a 1-year ban from Warhammer events. That's the problem with these people just getting away with it. There's no consequences to their actions. Nicholas, sleep on a bed of 40k beans for a year. That's not a bad punishment.
Yeah, sprue off cuts.
Yeah. We could sort of do like a community service type thing, where they have to like paint other people's models for a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I wouldn't. Yeah.
No. Well, to a good standard.
They have to do something like, that's actually like menial. Like really
maybe they have to assemble models to like a good standard for a local club.
Yeah.
Luke says permaban, no mercy.
Just like even from Vincent.
Crikey.
As a TO living in Brighton, is that racist?
That is so permaban. Boom.
But
bang, headshot.
I seem to
that'd deter people from cheating. If you just like bang.
I seem to remember there was a fella in the local community that was caught a couple of times. Don't know his name. Don't know who he is. But like, what would happen is he'd like resurface at all these tournaments, and then he'd get called out of that tournament and get banned from them. Then he'd appear at like another tournament run by someone else, and he'd get banned. He was just working his way out in this like bigger and bigger circumference, and just getting banned as he went out from all these tournaments. And you're like, mate, instead of just getting banned, why don't you just play properly? Yeah. Instead of just trying to cheat.
What a strange,
What a strange existence.
Stop cheating, and you'll save money on your petrol.
Yeah, I don't.
People will hate you every week now.
Yeah, like I don't get it. Like just play properly. Like, why are you just turning up and cheating at events?
I'm still thinking about the perma ban is strong.
You're just thinking about the perm in the perma ban, aren't you?
Very good. Yes, very good.
Gets his model smashed.
I feel like a ban from all tournaments for a year would be fair for something like this. And also, like, that gives the player an opportunity to play at the club, just build up their sort of reputation a bit, and then come back and be like, I've sorted myself like that. I've learned from that. Do you know what I mean? I've learned from that. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to be much, much fairer with my play.
I think this is where it goes back to, is it his first offence? Because if it is his first offence, then maybe, a year-long ban from all 40k events is possibly a little bit too much. If it's his first thing and he's like...
Well, what are you suggesting? Because here's the role of the judges. The jury have told us they're guilty, so it is our role to decide the punishment. I'm putting forward a 1-year ban from all events.
I reckon he has to play every event in the next year 500 points down.
Okay.
So he has to turn up to 2,000 point tournament with 1,500 points.
That is giving the opportunity for him to still go and play and demonstrate the fact that he doesn't cheat anymore, and it's still a punishment.
Yeah.
So I could go with that, I think. Wow. Peter says people cheat in big events because they did it before. He will cheat again. You guys are extremely nice. Luke also says, sorry, I meant perm and ban. Very good, Luke.
A ban on the BC. Yeah, maybe a ban from like ranked events, like being able to be. But then, do you want this fella? This is the problem, right? You ban him from all these big events. So what's he going to do? He's just going to go swimming
He's just
around
going to
in
go
all these,
brutalise people at
in
small
like
events.
local RTTs and stuff like that. Do you really want this sort of player hovering around your local RTT scene?
No, he's a hobby killer. He's a death
sisters
eater.
army.
He's a death eater. He's a hobby killer.
Yeah, with a sisters army that no one knows what they do anyway, and he's already making stuff up.
I like your suggestion, actually. I think we should put that forward to Justin.
I think he should be made to play, but at some sort of disadvantage to prove that he is better.
Great suggestion from Telly, actually. Maybe a Cosby tattoo.
On his forehead.
Hang on. Okay, that's interesting. Cosby tattoo on the body, and you can play straight. The more visible it is, the less the ban.
Imagine having a little Cosby like just under your eye, like a teardrop. That'd be pretty.
Or
gangster.
Cosby's on the eyelids, so when you blink, they just get a quick flash of the double Cosby.
Mate, imagine how.
A Cosby Armstrong. Because remember, Cosbys don't cheat. Cosbys trick you, and then like you're a Cosby, but you don't cheat.
No, what was
much?
Much. Yeah, you have your moments. Didn't you?
I'm just winding you up. But a Cosby's not a cheat. A Cosby is a. Anyway, go back and watch the episode where we spent many hours talking about
face tattoo. Yeah.
I think we're going to go with. Well, it's a joint decision, Liam. So I'm going to seek your approval here, but it's your suggestion. 1,500 points max cap. 3-month ban. 3-month ban from all events, and then you can play, but you've got to play 500 points down.
Yeah, or something like that. And just be like, and then you're all of a sudden the only problem with that is he's going to then be on like lower level tables, probably just smashing into noobs on lower.
Yeah, but it's 500 points down, so it'd be a closer game.
It should be, yeah. You'd hope.
Peter and Luke should team up and form their own judging team, because Peter says he will cheat in locals where there is no stream and people are too nice to call him out, and potentially don't know sisters, and don't forget he can switch to, let's say, Tau.
I think this is the problem.
That's not,
with people like that, they're always if they want to cheat, they will cheat. They'll find somewhere to do it. Like even at your local games club, you can turn up, and like you said, you get these Death Eaters, don't you? Like you've described them before.
We had one. I've had a Death Eater at the club, and they're up north, and they're a nightmare. They're an absolute nightmare. They just wreck club. Honestly, it's so devastating when you get one. And you have to deal with them, because it just pulls people apart. People are like, I don't want to come to the club. You know what I mean?
And the problem is that you end up in this group chat that person's lurking in, don't you? And sod's law, it'll be the first person that goes, does anyone want a game? They are always the first person to reply, though, aren't they?
I'm worried.
No, but they are. The Death Eaters are normally that first person. Yeah, I'm free tonight. Do you know why they're free? Because no one else wants to play them.
Well, I'm banned from Facebook still, so I can't even arrange a game at the moment.
So,
in fact, my league's moved to WhatsApp just to accommodate me. Just to accommodate
my permaban.
I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you very much. I think we're going to wrap it up on this one and go to the Meta Mondays. He's guilty as charged. The stream should not have come down. Punishment is Cosby tattoo under the eye with a 3-month ban from all events, and then a 1,500 point cap for a year.
Yeah,
that feels fair.
Yeah,
that feels fair.
I think that's right.
And also to the individual, just own it. Just own the fact that you've been sloppy.
And just be like,
people love. Do you know what? People
I cheated.
love redemption stories.
I wanted the golden ticket. I cheated. Hands up. I'm going to put my sisters away now. I'm going to play something else. Yeah, I'm going to play them properly. And I apologise.
Yeah, people love a redemption story.
Yeah,
like everybody's favourite wrestlers were the Undertaker, the bad guys.
Yeah, the heels.
The what?
The heels.
What's that mean?
They're the bad guys in wrestling.
Oh, okay. So I don't know.
Did you see John Cena naked at the Oscars?
I mean, he's
an impressive human being.
John Cena naked at the Oscars is such a visual representation of what is dreadfully wrong with our society.
He had Birkenstocks on, though.
I think that was just... I mean, I don't watch that sort of awful stuff anyway.
It was quite funny.
On social media. In the After Dark, we can talk about this in more detail, but I'm just aware that anyone in the public can see this, so... I'll probably hold off and we'll revisit Cena when we get to After Dark, and I'll tell you what I really...
John Cena! Dun, 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 dun.
Chat, I've really enjoyed your participation in that discussion. We have not finished. We're going to look at the Meta Mondays, because it's an interesting Meta Monday that we're going to go through today, so do stick with us, but appreciate all that engagement. Tons of chat. Sorry if we didn't read up and keep up with everything. A lot of streamers have been like, well, we'll read out the super chats, but we don't want to do that. We just want to get as many people involved as possible. Here's Meta Mondays. Meta Mondays on our Discord. You should join our Discord. Anybody who's not, please check out our Discord. You can see the links in our channel. Very, very, very surprising results from the latest Meta Mondays. 5 AdMech players this weekend, and one from
one event last week.
Won 2 events, another one X and one for a 63% win rate. Only 5 players, less than 1% representation of the player base at the weekend. This faction is truly dead, but these dead boys are winning. That's mad.
Mate, I like the fact
What's going on?
GSC was the worst faction of the weekend with a 30% win rate. Also, only had 5 players playing them. Hard to tell how this faction's doing with so little play, with no event wins and no top placings.
I wonder if AdMech are just like no one knows how to play against them.
I think it's one of these
just like they've got
things.
going under the radar.
No one knows what you know. You could basically say you can do whatever, and people will be like, "All right, then, well, I guess that's the rule."
They're just flying low.
Yeah.
GCSEs were tough.
GCSEs were hardcore, baby.
GSC is struggling there, aren't they? That's not ideal.
Necrons.
For the rest of it seems pretty balanced, doesn't it? Sisters. We keep mentioning. We've talked a lot about Sisters today.
We've had a little chat, haven't we? And we think Sisters might be the next one that seems to have. They seem to have flown under the radar a little bit, don't they?
They've done a lot of under radar flowing, and as we saw on the stream on Thursday, not Thursday, the week before, and you will see on the stream on Thursday in a few weeks. Don't lift those headphones up. You get immediate feedback.
And it is
just do that, look. Just bring that down. Now you can lift it up.
No, but I don't need to lift it up now.
All right,
I can't hear myself.
Well, I've literally spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds on this equipment just for you
money on this equipment.
Yeah, you could literally.
For you as some bald gorilla.
It's basically professional
breaking it.
setup. Yeah. You don't have to ever hear that noise. Anyway, Orcs had a brutal weekend. Decent representation, but 38% win rate.
Not good.
Dark Elder about that 54%, Custodes 50. Everyone's moaning about Custodes, but they seem to be coming in fairly balanced there.
50%, mate.
Just wait for Town to come to town, and that might get tickled down a bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. It feels as a meta, it does feel fairly balanced at the moment, doesn't it? Doesn't fit. This is very interesting, but there are only five
players, mate. I wouldn't bother looking at that particularly.
But it does feel.
Look at Sisters. How many players did they have? Up. Second down. Sisters of Battle.
There weren't loads of players this weekend, to be fair, though.
14 with a 62%.
62%.
But then look at Necrons, 50 players with a 55% win rate, mate.
Sisters are one of those where there's not that common a faction. There's not loads of people play Sisters.
The people drift. Sisters is like a classic second army to have, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have Sisters as like a
second
army.
And they're difficult to play against because there's so many interactions.
So much going on. There's so many different models. They all look the sodding same as well.
And difficult to play.
And hard. People that play them at a high level play them very, very
Where have Guard gone?
Astra Militarum. Combined Regiment.
For night.
42%. See, weren't Guard meant to be the problem faction all of a sudden? Another one of these supposed
the spikiness of the meta is kind of a good thing, though, isn't it? Because it shows that it's not as clear cut as it was before when you could write it.
Yeah, you can't tell who's going to be winning. 45% on the EL dub.
Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of the Imperial.
I think people have just jumped off them, mate. To be honest with you.
Yeah, true. A lot of people that do well at events are people that have handpicked their army based on the fact that it's the strongest out at the moment.
People tailor lists based on what they feel. You know, when you get to these levels, you know who's going to be at what events, don't you? So if you're a top 10 player in England and you go to one of these big events, you know who else is going to those events, and you know likely what their lists are going to be that you're going to be playing against.
Agree.
So you tailor your list to suit that. And, you know, it's just that who tailors and techs into the right build to get the right matchups, isn't it, a lot of the time?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, World Eaters bounced back at 54. It's not awful. We're worried about them, weren't we, the old World Ticklers? Feels balanced. Feels in a decent place, friend.
Good spot.
We are going to be doing a live stream on Thursday. I'm playing Brandon. And we are now doing an After Dark show in 3 minutes. So if you want to come join us, chat about how you can absolutely not prepare for a tournament. But within that, also talking about ways you can prepare for a live event, then come join us for some daft. I was going to say no holds barred then, but that suggests we're going to be like wrestling and stuff. Much more adult conversations than the conversations you'll get here. Then please go join us as a member on our After Dark sessions. If you're not watching us live, you can still access them just by becoming a member. Also join our Discord, with link of which you can see in the description and on the channel information. Really appreciate everybody sticking with us and chatting through that discussion. I think we reached a very fair conclusion on a subject that we enjoyed getting into the detail of.
And I hope, to be fair, and this actually probably something we should end on, I hope Chris is actually all right and not getting too much stick. Like,
oh, no, for sure. Like,
he's obviously made a mistake. He's obviously done some silly stuff. But, you know, it shouldn't be a witch hunt for the fella.
Oh, no, never.
And this is the thing. This is why we do this as like a comedy thing. It's not like we don't want people like going out there and like looking for any of that sort of rubbish.
No, not at all.
I hope he's all right. And I hope he's learned his lesson and not going to do it again.
And I also think it's good to live in a society where you can just challenge people to do something that you don't like, but you just do it in a way that is just honest and not needlessly offensive, rude or unkind.
No.
And everybody makes mistakes. It's just sometimes people's mistakes are much more put off to a rave.
He's getting bombed last week. I want to go to a rave.
It's a Monday, Peter.
Peter, it's a Monday.
Peter,
why are you going to a rave?
Peter, I'm going to appeal directly to you here. I speak from experience here.
Monday raves are not good.
Don't rave on a Monday.
Don't rave on a Monday.
Telly says Latinas be upon him, and Johnny says it's Friday UK. Peter, guess what I get every night? Go on then, Peter. We're at the end of the stream, so go on. Tell us what you get every night. Latinas be upon him.
Please be Latinas, Peter. Please be Latinas, Peter.
Ukraine's out raving. We're all waiting for Peter's. Go on then. Guess what you get every night? What do you get?
Peter, you're literally...
If he puts big Latinos in capital letters in this chat now, I'm not going to be happy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tom said rations. On that note, we're going to wrap up the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Peter, from the bottom of our hearts, mate, we love you jumping in and getting involved in the show. Everybody in the Flow community wishes you the best, mate. Hopes you're keeping well. Look after yourself.
Savage.
Look after those around you. It's all a bit of fun and games. Tom, you are an absolute savage. Love chatting to everybody. Look after yourselves. And members, please join the members link where we do the After Dark.